Streamlining your life is done in phases. So it's always messy when you get started and you're really getting control and getting order on messy situations. You're trying to pull it all in, tighten things up. Maybe your spending's been out of control and your eating's been out of control. And just your overall lifestyle is so, like, it's gone so fast that you're having trouble maintaining it and you're having trouble like getting control of it. Once you gain some order and once you start streamlining, start with like the process of elimination, letting go of what no longer serves you, letting go of the things that you don't wear, they don't fit you, you don't like it, it's old, it's outdated, it's just taking up space, it's causing you frustration, it's causing you anxiety, it's just not enhancing your life and it's not pushing you towards being that better version of yourself. Let those things go. So start eliminating first. This goes for habits, friends, maybe people that you've been around for years that are just constantly dragging you down. They're constantly pulling you down. They're bringing in a negative perspective. They're shooting down your ideas, or they're just keeping you stuck because of their own habits, drinking, or even just certain habits that fits them. And then you take on those habits, like going to bed late, binge watching Netflix shows, things that just really aren't doing anything for you. They're just robbing your time and robbing your life. So once you start removing, like trimming the fat, getting rid of those things, getting rid of the unnecessary spending, the running in and out of thrift stores for things you don't need, filling your home with more junk, going out to eat all the time. You would be surprised at how much money is spent just going out to eat at restaurants. You're probably, just on average, like when my family used to go out to eat, it was like easily $800 to $1,000 a month, easily. Just on going out to eat, ordering food, whatever, you're not really thinking. You're going through the Starbucks drive-through, you're picking up Chick-fil-A, you're out running errands, you're doing your returns on all the stuff that you impulse bought, and then you're hungry while you're doing those returns. But while you're returning, you got to go check out let's just peek and see what they have. I mean, how many times have you said that? You return and you end up buying more than you went to go return. So getting control and having self-control and discipline in these areas, the key is a key step. You have to pass that step first. You got to get control over those areas. Really just removing. Like if you have credit cards that have 30% interest, cut them up. Don't just cut them up, close them too. Cut them up and close them. Let it go. And learn to just streamline, maybe just keep a couple. So once you start trimming the fat and you start streamlining and you go through all these different areas of your life, from what you eat, even with what you eat, it's the extra things that are adding into, like the sauces, the 100-calorie extra here. If you're eating out of a bag of chips, pour the bag of chips into a bowl first. Don't just eat out of the bag of chips because you don't know what you're eating. You don't know how much you're eating and you're just overly consuming. Those little extras, those details are giving you the results. It's always in the extras, it's always in the details. If you're like, oh, I just found this for $5. If you're doing that every single day, you're just spending $10 at Starbucks every single day, the extra calories in that Starbucks and in that latte and that muffin and the extra money, that's what's causing you to work harder. It's literally making you work harder. You're making it so much harder on yourself. So when you start gaining control and you start eating for fuel and you start, and I'm not saying all the time, of course, you're going to have some ice cream and some things, but the majority of the time, food is fuel, right? Once you start eating nutritious food and you start getting these dense nutrients, you're not craving all of that junk. It's the empty calories and the empty things and the sugars and the cravings. You got to get that under control. For women, your hormones are so linked to all of this is linked to your aging and your cells and your hormones. It's all linked together. So step one is start eliminating the things, the areas that you can, that no longer serve you. And this is done in layers too. Like you'll probably, it's like if you go through a closet, you'll kind of do a sweep. Okay, I got 2 bags of stuff to get rid of. Okay, now go back again. You'll probably find 2 more bags. Go back again. You'll find another bag. So it's kind of done in layers. because you realize the feeling, that liberation, the feeling of letting go and that freedom. You're like, oh, I can breathe. I like this. Do that with, just take a look at your relationships, your friendships. Are these people or these family members draining you? You leave the conversation feeling like crap, or do you feel inspired? How much time are you spending texting, text wars and talking and chit-chatting and all of these things? Is being involved in everyone else's problems doing anything for you and your immediate family, your spouse and your kids, yourself? No, it's probably not. It's just stealing your space. Standing firm and putting up those boundaries is going to make you look and sound like a mean person at first, but there's freedom in that. And you got to sometimes put people in their place and say, I'm not allowing this. If you want to live this way and you want to eat this way and talk this way and act this way and make these decisions, I'm not going to be a part of it. I love you, but I'm going to let you go on your way and let you do your thing. So you're streamlining. Doesn't mean you don't love those people or you don't love them. And maybe the friendships are over and you don't love them and you're like, get out of here. I've had that too. So it's eliminating the areas in your life that are distracting you from your God-given purpose, from where you need to be and what you need to do. You can spend years distracted, not doing what God has for you. And you're missing out because He's waiting for you to get serious about it. And so once you start streamlining and once you start kind of removing those things and removing the areas, the toxic friendships, the toxic relationships, the unnecessary things, the drama, the drinking, the going out, the partying, the overly impulse spending. Of course, you're still going to eat and spend. I'm talking about that overly impulse. So it's the addictive things. It's the things done in habit. It's the things that you're not really thinking about. It's the chronic consuming. I see people that are like, I've got all these cups in my cupboard, so let me show you what I got to organize them. And then, so not only did you buy all these junky cups, right, all these big clunky cups, you've got 15 or 20 plastic or aluminum cups, right, that you're drinking out of. But then you're spending more money to get a cup organizer, but not just a cup organizer, because you need a lid organizer too. So now you're spending more money on a cup organizer and then a lid organizer to organize all those cups that you don't need. So you're just blowing more. So if you think I need all these organizers for all this stuff, chances are you just need less stuff. Think about that first. Before you go out and buy a bunch of organizers for all of this stuff, you probably just need less of those things. And then once you streamline it down, you can organize the rest. You know how many cups I have that I drink out of, or like for my shakes? One. I have one cup and I wash it. And when it gets beat up or I realize it's leaking or it's old or whatever, I get rid of it and I replace it. That's not excessive. What's excessive is having 15 different, Stanley cups or whatever, and then a giant Stanley cup holder that you need to hold up all your cups. And then straw covers to cover the big straws. Anyways, you get the point. So you are, and this is for the people who want freedom and who want simplicity and who want to live not being a slave to all of this stuff, not being in the cycle of, consuming doom, where it's never ending chasing, never ending trend chasing, and look what I got and all of this stuff. So it's just really putting yourself back in a position of control. And look, we all fail. Like there's times where I'm like, oh, I just found all this great stuff without thinking, because those are old habits that they come on you. It's exciting. Oh, I got this, or there's this new product, or fear of missing out, FOMO. That's a big one. You think, oh, it's going to sell out. I better get it. Yeah, some stuff does, and some stuff I did miss out on, and I wait another year to get it. So then I realized, okay, if I really like it, the next year when it comes back in stock, I'll grab it. And that's what I ended up doing with some holiday stuff this year that I knew it would probably sell out, because you can always return. So if it's something that you had your eye on the previous year and you missed out, and you really loved it and you're still thinking about it, go ahead and obviously grab it. But it's that constant chase of never being satisfied, and having people tell you that you need so much stuff to live a fulfilled, happy life, to love your home. You must have all this. You must have all these organizers. A lot of the organizers for like laundry rooms. Okay, you have a pretty laundry room and all these organizers, but you're buying Downy fabric softener, Tide pods, and dryer sheets, which all three of those are extremely toxic. They're messing up your endocrine system, they're messing up your hormones, but you're putting them in glass containers, and then you think this looks really great, and then you're spending how much? $100 on all these containers to put the toxic chemicals in. Just buy basic unscented stuff that works, or non-toxic, and you just need one thing at a time. Like, you don't need all of that and then all of the containers to then put that stuff in and then showcase, look at all this great stuff I have, So anyways, your first step would be getting rid of, streamlining, purging, decluttering, removing. You're doing the process of elimination. And then what you're left with usually after that is the things that you love. You're like, oh, I'm left with everything I really love. I feel so much better. I'm not spending my time engaging in everybody else's BS. I'm not, there were days where I was just like tired and beat up because I'm on the phone, or I'm engaging with people that family members. I'm hearing everybody's perspective of the same story, everybody's problem of the same story. This person's side, whose side am I on? What side am I going to get on? And it was always like, well, this person said this and this person said this. And it's just a big it's just a big tangled mess. And most of the time they want you to be in agreement with them because it makes them feel better that you're agreeing with them. You're on their side. Oh, okay, good. She's on my side, until the next day or the next problem. The thing is, if they're gossiping and talking about that person, then they're doing it about you too, probably. So I just stepped out of that. I just talk all amongst yourselves. And then they threw me in the mix. I'm not even there. Go ahead. Stories, making up things. I'm not even a part of it. And I'm still being talked about. So once you remove yourself from that, it's like you're coming up to a place where you can catch your breath, where you can breathe, where you can feel good, where you can think clear. You have clarity. When there's order and clarity, wealth flows. When there's order and there's clarity. When things are chaotic and messy and all over the place, and that's what the devil wants for you. He wants your life to be a chaotic mess. He wants you to be super distracted, not thinking clear, not practicing self-control, because you're distracted from what God has for you, and it's taking you that much longer to get there. He's like keeping you going around the same mountain over and over, when what you really desire is right there if you would just really get things in order. So this is such a great time to start getting things in order, especially with 2026 right around the corner. If you start now and you start really streamlining those areas, by, let's say, 60 days, you're going to be in a position, you're going to have all of that messy stuff done. Your home's going to feel good. It's going to be clean, orderly. Your closets will be in order because you gave yourself some time to do it. You didn't wait till the first of the year. And then this simplifying is done in phases. And one of the phases, so I'm entering a phase where I'm kind of like polishing now. I'm tightening things up. So I've been through all of this transition, cleaning up, streamlining, simplifying, decluttering life, figuring things out. And now I'm kind of entering, I'm not quite there yet, but the next phase would be you're kind of polishing things up. So you're tightening up your wardrobe now. Now that you've gotten rid of all the frumpy old clothes, now you're tightening it up. You're like, what do I need to accessorize? What are some elements that I would like to incorporate in that I don't have, such as belts or an extra bag or something that's going to piece these outfits. So when you're creating like a capsule wardrobe, you want pieces that can flow with each other and can work with multiple sets. So I read before that the Ralph Lauren style is three things. So if you have an outfit, you have 3 accessories. So for a woman, it would be like a belt, a purse, and earrings, or a scarf, maybe gloves if it's cold out. I don't know. So it's like 3 separate things that it's not so much. It's not like you got earrings, necklace, bracelets, belt, overly done. The overly done just gets a little bit too busy. So it's this simple, elevated look that, for me, that's what I'm going for. So when you get to that point where you're tightening things up, polishing things up, you start, That's basically what you do. You're like, okay, now that I'm got rid of all this stuff, let's just clean this up. It's like when you're cleaning, it's like the deep clean now. So now I'm going into like that real deep clean, or that deep, just tightening it up a little bit. So you're doing things in phases. Phase 1 would be eliminate all of the nonsense, the drama. And during phase 1, cancel your subscriptions and all of those distractions, the things that are going to pull you down to sit on the couch, the things that are going to pull you in other different directions that are not producing. We started doing grocery delivery. Some people are like, well, that's a waste. Well, I bought more when I went into the store because I'm just that visual. Look at that cookies. Look at those. Look at that ice cream bars. Ooh, this looks good. We better get this. Things that were not on my list, I would buy because I just would. But I've got to maximize this trip. I'm here. Grocery delivery, I don't have that emotional attachment to those things. So I'm just looking at, what do we need? Getting it delivered. And so we save more doing grocery delivery, and we don't buy as much sweets or junk or crackers or cookies or chips that I normally used to buy when we would go into the store. I mean, I used to go to Trader Joe. Trader Joe's really isn't that healthy. A lot of junk and preservatives and seed oils and all kinds of stuff, soy. And I used to buy all kinds of garbage thinking, oh, this is good. Let's just get it all. And so when we started cleaning up our diet, that was the first thing that we started doing was, let's be specific on what we're going to buy, and then we're intentional when we do have ice cream. Okay, this week we're going to add ice cream to the list. Yay, everybody's excited because you're not doing it all the time. I also want my kids to feel like they can, like right now my daughter's asking for a pair of earrings and some tights she'd like to wear with these outfits that she has. So she's kind of elevating her style. I said, well, you can wear that dress or skirt without tights. She's like, yeah, but it won't look as good. So I want them also to think and come from a higher level on what's going to make them feel good. How is that going to make them feel? Not, wearing all these old stained, ripped up clothes. Now I understand if you don't have the funds to get something nice, but that's why you streamline it. You have a capsule wardrobe. So let's say you have 4 outfits for your kids, and you can turn those 4 outfits into 12 outfits because they all interchange with each other. Shirts, pants, things like that. So that's really the way to do it, because then you get nicer pieces and you don't need as much. The thing is, a lot of people think they need so much. I had a client, she had like 200 pair of jeans. You're never going to get through all these jeans. You don't wear them all. A lot of them look exactly the same, and her clothes rack almost broke because they were just so heavy. And then when she moved, try to box up 200 pair of jeans. That is heavy. So you're paying to lug all this stuff around that you don't use, wear, or you probably fit in. So it's just getting intentional and streamlining all of that, getting serious. So now that we're in October, this is a great time to just get that head start. Start kind of, if you're like, well, I'm going to get through my Christmas stuff, see what you have. Just go through it. What are you going to use? What are you not going to use? If you have kids' toys, it's always great to donate toys before the holidays. Clean them up, wipe them up, make sure they don't have any rusty batteries in or any broken parts, and donate them to a nonprofit thrift store that can resell them before the holidays for families who do, or maybe donate them to an orphanage or through foster kids who, families. There's always churches and places that need nice kids stuff, nice toys, things that maybe just are collecting dust. So once you clear that out, you're going to feel so much better starting 2026 with like a plan and already being ahead of the game instead of waiting for 2026 to then be like, okay, now I'm going to get started on all of this, and you're all inflamed and beat up from a busy holiday season. That's just my advice for you. Hope you enjoyed this chat.